In today's video, I get to feature another 1992 Jackson Professional Dinky Reverse. Stay tuned. What is up, you evil villains? It's your boy Louis Torres coming at you from upstate New York. And when I say upstate New York, I don't mean just over the Tappan Zee Bridge. I mean Saratoga County, just outside of New York state capital of Albany. So, now that I've gotten that out of the way, because lots of guys are just like, bro, you've got to be in the city. No, wrong. I'm from Brooklyn, but now I live where there are more trees than I know how to count. All right, so so that being said, and if you're from the city, then you already know that every tree on every street is surrounded by concrete. It's so sad to see. And then there's only 10 trees per street. That's how I grew up. Meanwhile, there are dudes, I know some of you guys grew up on farms. Bro, even now, if I see a deer, yo, it's like seeing a unicorn. So 2 weeks ago, I started my new series of featuring some of the guitars that I have, and I have a lot of them, which is ridiculous. So I figured I'd start with Jackson because I kind of have a bunch of them. So this is another 1992 Jackson with, and here's the funny thing is that whoever owned this guitar got rid of the Jackson pickups, which are absolutely incredible, and just put on Seymour Duncans, including a Dimebucker. And this is actually that's the reason why I bought this guitar, made in Japan, which, without question, if you don't have the funds to buy a Jackson USA model, the very next thing you should do is look for early 90s, let's say 91 through 93. That I feel is the best years that Jackson had in their Japanese plant, and they made these incredible guitars that feel. I mean, with the aside from the fact that it's not a soloist, so they're bolt-on, but they feel sturdy. They're amazing. They sound great. The necks are absolutely perfect. This one has shark tooth inlays. And also has binding around the entire neck on both sides. And like I always say, you always want to look for the Jacksons that have a solid cut here and where it's beveled just on the lower horn. This one, someone went ahead and tapped into the coils for the two sets of Seymour Duncans, so you can actually single them out, keep them double. It's a 5-way pickup selector, volume and tone knob. And I want to say I paid with shipping like $350. I want to say it was like $310 and then $50 shipping, so maybe $360, in that ballpark, which is a steal, because if you want something like this made by Jackson USA, it's going to be neck through body, which is fine. A bunch of my guitars are neck through body. The only thing is it's going to cost you new $4,000, $5,000, used $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. So there's a huge price discrepancy between the two. So there's a reason why I have a bunch of Jackson Japanese models, and it's because they're absolutely incredible. So I'm going to go ahead and tap into my, what? Which one did I turn on? Ah, damn you. I gotta start over again. So I'm gonna be using my Mesa triple rectifier, but had my dual rectifier on. It's one of those days. So here's the one thing that I'm going to be doing. You guys know me as a performer who absolutely loves Tony Pepers and Pepers pedals in New Zealand. So here is the new version of the Pepers Dirty Tree, and it's absolutely incredible. It's a beast of a pedal, and if you've never used one, shame on you. If you own one, then you already know how miraculous this pedal is. And not only did I get this pedal in the mail yesterday, but it also came with this pedal, which is a switch that Tony went ahead and made for me. So that way I can go ahead and basically try out two different pedals and set them up whichever way I'd want. And instead of having to turn one pedal off and turning the other pedal on, I just activate this one switch and it toggles between the two. It has two LEDs on here, and it's absolutely incredible. So in this video, I'm going to be using my Jackson. The two pedals I'm going to be running will be the Pepers Dirty Tree, so you can hear how diverse your tone can be with this pedal. And the other pedal is going to be the Boss Super Overdrive, the SD1. The only reason why I cannot compare this one to my other Dirty Tree is because I shipped it yesterday before this one arrived to truck driver Shawn. So, you know. So once that one gets back from Shawn, I'll go ahead and do a test run with the two of them, and I'll compare the two. They're going to be exactly the same, which is great. He actually just upgraded all the components in the second version, which is incredible. And if you want some kind of a switcher, then reach out to Tony. I'll put a link below so that way you can do just that. And let me go ahead and set this up. What is up, guys? So the one thing you're going to notice is between the Pepers Dirty Tree and the Boss Super Overdrive is the Super Overdrive gets increases in treble, and then if you make a change, it really just increases more in treble and increases more in treble. So if you have a problem with way too much low end, then you just need any pedal that's going to allow you to gain some of that treble back with regard to whatever you're doing with your gear, your amp, whatever. With that, the Pepers Dirty Tree, if you're familiar with the TC Electronics integrated preamp pedal, is it has a high pass-through filter and a low pass-through filter. So you can actually just go ahead and adjust those, and you are in a spectrum that you basically are able to create. Do you want a little more bass? Do you want a little more treble? That's basically up to you. Whereas the $50 Boss Super Overdrive, although great, and if you have spent all of your money on a Mesa full stack, half stack, and you only have $50 left, get the Boss Super Overdrive. If you want something infinitely better that's going to cost you about $100 more, then without question, get yourself the Pepers Dirty Tree, because it's worth it just for the additional options that it has. You know, with one pedal, it just goes one direction and that's it. Treble, even more treble. Whereas the Pepers Dirty Tree, you can add a little more treble, you can add a little more bass, you can then cut back the bass on your amp, and you can balance everything out. And it just sounds absolutely amazing. It's just a different, you know, who doesn't like more options, right? If you have a BMW and you have 4 BMWs, the Pepers Dirty Tree is like having 4 BMWs. You can just do more with what you have. So let me go ahead and start with the Pepers Dirty Tree. Then I'll tap over to the SD1, and then I'll go back and forth. That way you guys can just hear it. But again, I'm starting with the Pepers Dirty Tree, and same thing, you guys, using those $10 Pyle mics. Don't listen. If this recording sounds absolutely terrible, then don't buy it. But kid, I know that you will. I know you will. Your ears are going to be like, damn, kid, that sounds great. All right, so let's start with the Pepers, all right? So that was me. The last kind of end of that, I went ahead and used just the high and the low pass filter on the Pepers Dirty Tree. And now I'll switch over to using the Boss Super Overdrive, and I'll just adjust the tone. Really, that's all you can do is adjust the tone and the gain and the volume. And, you know, like I said, it just goes from treble to more treble and even more treble. So let me step over to that now. Okay, so there you have it. Using the Pepers Dirty Tree, turning the knobs, again, it's the high and the low pass filters, so you can hear exactly what it sounds like. Again, it's an integrated preamp clone, which is great, considering the fact that the pedal that it's based on, the problem with it is that there's no stomp, so you can't turn it off and activate it. It's just always on. So therein lies the problem with the TC. It's also about 30 years old as well. So back then, the Swedes were just like, no, dee-doo-dee-doo-dee, no, no, thank you. We don't need a stomp. That's just my crazy accent of a Swede, which I know is entirely wrong. But I don't care. It's an accent. It's an accent. And it is what it is. Anyway, so at least you can't say thug. They can't say thug life. They say fug life. Like, yo, what's up, kid? Fug life. The heck is that? Anyway, so there you guys have it. Jackson, yo, if you get one of these, you are going to love it. And again, I have a bunch of Jacksons. The next one I'm going to do will be my Jackson. It's a 1993 Jackson Professional reverse headstock. It is the graphite finish, so it's actually a textured finish, black, gray, grayish and white, which is, it sounds absolutely incredible. So there you have it. So if you guys, look below, I'll put a link to Tony Pepper's website, directly to the Dirty Tree, which you're going to absolutely love, along with, what else? That's probably it. I think that's kind of it. That way, this is, I think, the 4th video that I'm posting today. So guys, you know what? I still have one more to go. So guys, listen, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button for your boy. Come on, kid. Yo, and shout out, what? Yo, if you guys caught the first video today with me putting a call out to those to go ahead and ship me their overdrive variant of a Maxon. Dude, I have so many pedals coming right now, which is awesome. But send me a message, email me. I'll put the link below in this video also. Let me know which overdrive pedal you have. I'm literally getting everywhere, a bunch of pedals from the Bonsai, the JHS Bonsai, to the Electro Harmonics, East River Drive. It's just, dude, it's absolutely incredible how you guys have just gone ahead and you're just like, dude, I'm going to ship them my overdrive. So again, thank you so much, you guys. Once I have all the pedals, I'll make a video and give you guys a huge shout out for all the guys that went ahead and were kind enough to send me their pedals. Subscribe if you haven't. And as usual, I will talk to you guys soon.